Welcome to our tutorial on the Cabinet Section Editor. Here I am using Cabinet Vision Solid Essential version 9. We all know an assembly's position and size can be edited whilst in floor plan or elevation. However, if you wish to make more specific modifications to a cabinet, such as adjusting its construction method, the hardware, or the face and interior specifications, then this must be achieved at the cabinet level, which is referred to as the Cabinet or Section Editor. You can get to the cabinet level by double-clicking on a cabinet or by right-clicking on the cabinet in floor plan or elevation and selecting Edit. When you are at the cabinet level, it is important to understand how to navigate to the different areas you need to depending on the modifications you require. You have the ribbon bar across the top and the sidebar to the left, as well as the menu tabs at the top left. Additionally, you have the area or view tabs, and of course the main part of the screen is considered the workspace. These tab names can be adjusted to show or hide the labels by right-clicking over them. Firstly, the area tabs allow you to change what view you are in whilst working in Cabinet Editor. The section view is where most design modifications will be made. The face, plan, end and 3D views are where you can look at the cabinet from different angles and make more advanced modifications to individual parts of the cabinet. The Reports view is where you can access a list of parts and hardware within the cabinet and also generate further reporting information. Now we will focus mostly on the section view, which is where you can access the face and interior sections, the face properties and the cabinet properties. Firstly, I will talk about the face and interior sections. To adjust the design of a cabinet, you will need to understand the tools in the section group on the ribbon bar. These section tools are only displayed when you are on the Section tab, and they are used to divide the face and interior of a cabinet into segments. Section face refers to what is on the front of the cabinet, for example, doors, drawers, or openings. Section interior refers to what is inside the cabinet, for example, shelves, partitions, or dividers. The horizontal split option will split the selected face or internal opening horizontally once only, and the vertical split option will do the same in a vertical direction. The multi-split options will bring up a screen to allow you to split the selected face or internal opening into multiple divisions of a selected type. The delete option will delete the selected divisional part. If no divisional part is selected, it will give you the option to delete all face and interior parts at once. When using these tools, you can either select the section you want to edit first, then the action you want to apply to it, or you can select the tool first and then come down to your cabinet and select the section to apply the action to. It is generally recommended that you split the face first before editing any interior sections. Sectioning a cabinet in this order means that you will get line indicators when in Section Interior view to show where the face sections fall, and therefore you can position partitions and dividers more efficiently by referencing them to the broken lines. Sometimes you will need to use the scroll wheel to zoom in to see these broken line indicators more clearly. Once you have divided the cabinet face or interior as required, you can select the individual sections or parts and make modifications on the sidebar. If you are on the face, you can adjust the size of the section or the type of the section. Depending on the type you choose, you may be able to make more modifications regarding the hinging or adjustments to alter the existing default reveals. If you are on the interior, you can adjust the part type or the spacing between the parts. Now let's look at what you can achieve in the face properties. If you right-click on a section of the cabinet face, you can access the properties of that face. Depending on what the part is, such as a door or drawer, the options in the properties will vary. Also, depending on what level of solid you are using, you may have additional features such as opening or closing the door. Here is where you modify properties relevant to the selected face section only, such as changing one door or adjusting the hinge type or location for just this one door. If you want to make changes to the entire cabinet, this must be done in Cabinet Properties, which we will get to shortly. You can also right-click on a face section to access shortcuts and apply special conditions to it, such as locking or equalising the size of the section. Some of these tools are simply a shortcut to the settings in the sidebar. The Equalize tool is great when you have more than one section that is the same size. It's a really efficient way of working out sizing. The locking tool is perfect for when one section of the cabinet always needs to remain a fixed size, regardless of whether more sections are added or the entire carcass size is modified back in the main plan or elevation view. Lastly, from the menu tabs you can access the cabinet properties. The ribbon bar will change here to display a breakdown of options for editing the entire cabinet properties. When you select one of the options on the Properties tab, an entire cabinet properties box will open. The settings that default here on each of the tabs have derived from the selections you made in the job and room properties at the start of your project, together with details that have been predetermined in the construction methods and schedules within those selections. Here is where you can make changes applicable to the entire cabinet for its material, hardware, construction, or finish selections. It is important to also understand that you can access different sides of the cabinet from the Section tab. When you do not have any face or interior sections highlighted in the workspace, the sidebar will display a bird's eye view of the shape of your cabinet, where you can further modify the individual sides of it. You can select the required side of the cabinet by left-clicking in the view so that the red line will indicate it has been selected. You can then modify the side type using the settings below. The options here vary depending on the level of solid you are using. Selecting the side types here is particularly useful when you wish to remove an end or a back of a cabinet. Instead of deleting the part, you simply select No End. Depending on the level of solid you are using, you may even be able to make the back or end a face so that the section face tools become available to use, and then you can apply doors or drawers just like we have previously shown. Also, when you have a shaped cabinet that has more than one face, such as a corner cabinet, you need to use this option to access the required face in order to make changes to it if needed. The other tools you have available on the ribbon bar will depend on the level of solid you are using. Modifications may include up to 5 options. Overrides will display any overrides that have been placed on the cabinet. Default assembly will reconstruct the cabinet following information you have entered in the Assembly Construction Wizard and Assembly Parts material schedule. Adjust Parts allows you to make dimensional and/or positional changes to standard parts. Hide Parts allows hiding parts by placing a check in the box next to the part to be hidden. This can be very helpful instead of deleting parts, as some system parts cannot be easily deleted. Modify Assembly allows you to modify the shape of the assembly. The object tree is only available in Solid Advanced and Solid Ultimate, and it allows you to view and edit the parameters for any of the parts in the current cabinet. That concludes our overview of Cabinet Editor. Thank you for watching.